Ah. Ah, nah. Ah. Okay. Time to get serious. I can't do that. What's going on, guys? Welcome to part 1 of our the Scares video marathon. Okay. Okay. Alright. So, this is the first of my nightly Scares video reviews. Because, yeah, I'm way behind. So this is going to be kind of like, for the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna be streaming every night, watching 3 videos. Won't take too long. By the way, my wife, beautiful as ever.
Aw, thank you.
Alright. So, the reason why I introduced her is because when I bring up the display, boop, she'll be mostly gone.
Aww.
Oh, yeah. But she still watches videos with me, so that's gonna be fun. So, first off, we got from Nuke's Top 5 ghost videos so scary you'll scream for your mama. Let's begin.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera.
I'm gonna go ahead and increase the volume.
Thank you, Lindsay.
So that way my wife will have an opportunity to be able to hear what's going on as well.
Reaching out from the other side. This next mysterious video was captured in the countryside of Japan in
Can you hear it?
2018. YouTuber and paranormal researcher Fourth Wall claims that the video was shared directly with him by a source that wishes to remain anonymous. The footage shows someone walking around an old traditional Japanese graveyard in the middle of the night. The anonymous
it's a Japanese ghost video.
Says that he heard a dog barking loudly throughout the night. Fed up with the continuous noise, he goes to investigate. Now, there have been rumors of strange things happening in this particular graveyard. So, he decides to film as he searches for the barking dog. It did not go well. Did you see it? Right before he cuts the video and runs, a horrifying tiny little hand can be seen reaching out from underneath one of the gravestones.
Oh, wow.
I've zoomed and stabilized the footage, and as you can see, the hand is so small that it almost resembles that of a very young child. So is the graveyard haunted by a restless child spirit? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
What's under the gravestone?
It looks like a child's hand.
2014, Matt West shared a very
That's a creepy one.
YouTube channel.
I don't know what to think of that one.
Shot by one of his friends who had recently bought an old house in Lumberton, Texas. Now,
For now, I will say probably fake. Because, there wasn't really a whole lot of detail to it. So it's like, it looks kind of like someone would CG in right at the last possible minute. And at the same time they made it so small that it's hard to really notice the difference at all. So that's what I'm going for with that
it
one.
should be noted that this house is said to be haunted by the ghost of a handicapped man in a wheelchair who lived in the home 40 years ago. Tragically, the man fell into the house's pool and drowned. Since then, many of the house's residents...
Hey, Brendo, welcome to the stream, buddy.
Terrifying
Hey, Brendo.
apparition of a man in a wheelchair rolling aimlessly around the home. So, Matt West's friend was renovating the old house and was recording a before and after video of the house's restoration. When the man reviewed his camera footage, he was shocked to the core by what he found.
What the? Was that part of his equipment, or?
Did you see it? As he enters one of the rooms, a figure in red can be seen moving in a doorway right in front of him.
Yeah, that's what I
For some
saw.
reason, he doesn't see the strange figure at all as he continues filming the room. Then, as he looks back, the apparition seems to float right by him without making a sound.
Ooh, that's creepy.
The creepy figure in red appears to be
In a wheelchair.
in a wheelchair. So could this be the handicapped man who drowned in the swimming pool outside
You
the
are
home
so silly.
so many years ago? Or just who or what is that? Let me know what
How?
you think.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there. How did he not notice that? That just screams sketchy for me.
Before we move on to the next video, if you
It was a scary video for sure, but
Oh.
I'm calling fake.
see anything that you think should be included in the top 5, contact us at nukestop5@gmail.com. A school like a prison. Over on the YouTube channel Michio FL Chan, Brandon Benson and his friends decide to explore a series of creepy abandoned buildings near his home in England. The buildings have a very dark history. This place was a Victorian-era, quote, reformatory school for boys, basically a prison for children. The reform school originally opened in 1857 and housed poor children who had committed crimes. Most of the offenses were nothing serious. In fact, many of the poor boys were in prison simply for begging for food on the streets.
That's sad.
The children at the school were treated like hardened convicts. They were forced to work at hard labor. The school/prison has now been abandoned for over 30 years. Local legend says that the buildings are still haunted by the lingering souls of the boys who suffered there. So, Brandon and his friends spend a day exploring the creepy abandoned building, and then they upload their video to YouTube. That's when they discover something truly terrifying. As the teens enter one of the old buildings, this happens.
Me and Calm will call each other in case we get split up and we can't find each other. Got that flat. Alright, let's go to the next building.
Did you see it? A disfigured face seems to stare out at the boys from one of the old classrooms. Brandon says that he has no explanation for the bizarre leering face.
Where is this at? Like, I know it's a reformatory school for boys, but...
I don't know where it's at. They speak English, so... Wait, I think he said it was somewhere in Europe. Now, I'm...
Brandon says that he has no explanation for the bizarre leering face.
Now... This is the only explanation that I can think of outside of, you know, it being real, is that this is another window adjacent to the room that's looking into, and that's showing what's on the other side, which is another hallway. Because let's backtrack a little bit here.
But why is there no body?
Because if you look right here, the end of this hallway, it appears that there's more that goes down this way.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking that is just a window looking out towards that other hallway.
What's the next building?
Did you see it? A disfigured face seems to stare out at the boys from one of the old.
There's not really a whole lot of
Brandon says that
detail
there's no
to it.
explanation for the bizarre leering face. But what do you think? Is the abandoned reform school haunted? Or could this simply be a very, very strange reflection? Let me know down in the comments. Meanwhile, on TikTok.
And another thing I noticed is that when they move further down the hallway, it starts to disappear as if the wall or a corner of a wall is starting to cover it up, making me think even more it's just a window.
Chilean TikTok user Franco Villejas claims that he has been experiencing shocking paranormal activity in his home.
That's one.
He says that he's seen unexplained shadows.
Is this a continuation?
Has actually been bitten on his back by an unseen force, and perhaps creepiest of all, has captured the terrifying apparition of a girl wandering through his house at night.
Is this a
In a
continuation?
previous video, I featured several of Franco's creepy encounters with the alleged female ghost. After these scary encounters, Franco says that the paranormal entity has not left him alone, and the supernatural activity in his home has only intensified. The spirit seems to toy with Franco, frequently turning on his bathroom shower and sink, and causing
Nice, a
his lights
continuation.
to flicker or malfunction. One night, when Franco is home alone, he notices that the light and stereo downstairs seem to mysteriously turn on by themselves.
Se encendió la luz de abajo. Está sola la casa. Voy a bajar.
Don't go downstairs.
Okay, as he was going downstairs, the stereo stopped. Even the ghost said, "Don't go downstairs."
Then, on another night, things get downright terrifying.
Se escucha mucho ruido en el primer piso. Estás viendo la escalera y no hay nadie. Ah, concha María.
Did you see it? After hearing a voice, Franco goes back to his bedroom. As he pans his camera around the room, in one split second, a woman can be seen sitting on his bed. When he pans back just a second later, no one there. Franco didn't even notice the creepy apparition himself.
I didn't notice that either.
Video, his viewers pointed it out immediately. But is it a real ghost or just some very good special effects? Let me know what you think. So, it's kind of become a bit of a trend in TikTok dance videos these days for someone to post a dance and then there's some spooky shadow or something in the background. It's gotten to the point that I usually just don't feature those videos. But many viewers sent in this next clip, and I have to say, it's pretty damn creepy.
Oh, this should be
TikTok
good.
user Mary Liz 9 records a short dance video in an empty parking lot for fun. But things take a very strange turn.
What
As she
the?
dances from left to right, Mary Liz appears to be completely alone. But then suddenly the figure of a man appears right behind her. He has his back turned towards her and moves backwards before simply disappearing. Some TikTok users think it's just really good editing. Some think it could be an optical illusion. And some even think the mysterious man is a time traveler. Anyway, what do you think?
Some people think he's a time traveler.
Let me know. Scratch.
Yeah, I gotta say, I like that one. That was a good one.
An alarming phone call from a woman desperately looking for help. The woman, who wishes to remain anonymous, claims that she has been experiencing terrifying poltergeist activity in her home for years. She says that she can hear claws scratching at walls and doors throughout the night, and the sound of someone or something wandering the halls outside her bedroom door. The woman gave the sinister entity a very fitting name, Scratch. So the woman invited Mindseed TV to investigate her haunted Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I've seen some of Mindseed TV's videos, and they do a lot of good paranormal activity investigations.
Walls and doors inside the home are indeed covered in scratches, even though the homeowner doesn't own any pets.
Remember when she said that she doesn't have any pets? But there's like all these scratches all over the house? Scratches all over. Well, this is like something scratching to get out. Oh, that's on the inside? Yeah. Oh, look at this one. Dude, shut up.
Soon after the Mindseed guys start their investigation, it becomes clear that something does not want them there.
Alright, I'm coming up. Can you please not push me? Oh, it just says shove us on the oculus. Yeah. Yeah, no, can you please not shove us? So that was a threat. That's what I think. Oh, shit. Keith. Oh, are you good? No. You alright? I don't know. It's like I'm like bracing you up. It just like no, my arm just felt like it got slapped.
In the home's basement, they find 3 strange bricks lined up perfectly to block up a small hidden area inside a brick wall. The Mindseed TV guys remove the bricks to find what looks to be the charred remains of something with a very foul stench.
There's flies. Look.
Yeah, that's some type of charred.
There's flies in here too.
Yeah, it's charred looking. Right? What's up with the bricks there?
Casey, Tanner, and Colton decide to do what they call in the paranormal field a quote, blind spirit box session. Tanner covers his eyes and ears, so he is only able to hear the answers coming through the spirit box. Meanwhile, Casey and Colton ask the ghost questions. When they ask about the hole in the wall, they get a response that is downright chilling.
There's something buried in the rubble. I'm not going to touch it. What's inside this wall?
Big for the spirit.
But when Casey asked about the remnants behind the wall, and Tanner's response was baby for the spirit, my stomach flipped over.
Oh my god.
The mysterious burned remains inside the wall. Tanner hears the words baby and for the spirit. After this intense experience, the team has had enough stress for the night and decide to just get some sleep. Of course, it did not go well.
They can't even sleep in peace.
Hey, John. You hear that? Yes. Yeah.
When I woke up, my heart was racing, and it made me feel even more uneasy to know that the guys heard it too.
It sounded almost like a wrecking ball was dropped onto the roof.
Whatever it was so loud that it made me jump out of bed, and then next thing I know, I hear the guys yelling.
A loud bang from somewhere in the house wakes up the 3 investigators. Colton claims he heard it coming from the roof right above his room. They all go outside to check it out.
Hey, wait.
What was that?
Yeah, you heard that, right? Yeah, it's like there's something running around here. Dude, it was like a claw. Hold on.
Now that window's open.
What's up with that? Dude, that was not like that.
Dude, something opened that window 100% while we were out here.
That opens from the inside.
As they are standing outside scanning the rooftop, a window in the attic mysteriously opens on its own. When they go back inside to investigate, they find that the screen of the attic window has been kicked in and has fallen down the stairs. Freaked out and no longer feeling alone, they all want to leave. But Casey convinces the team to do one more short spirit box session before they leave the premises. What happens next is truly bizarre.
I did it.
Like that doesn't sound like it's laughing.
What do you want? Just tell us what you want and we'll leave. We'll leave right now. Give me something. Blood? They didn't say blood or listen.
A terrifying laugh seems to come through the spirit box, as if mocking the Mindseed TV team. They finally decide to just get out of there. So, what do you think is haunting the home? Is it real? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax?
Ew.
You decide. You can check out the full investigation.
That one's
even more
a
creepy
stretch.
accounts
I'm gonna
here over on the Mindseed TV YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching.
You know, I will say this much for Mindseed TV. They usually don't investigate something unless it's worth their while. So for that one, I'm gonna lean towards real. Some compelling evidence too to go along with it. Alright, so next one is 5 scary videos that'll make you believe by Sir Spooks.
Hello everyone. Sir Spooks, and today we'll
I remember that one from last night.
videos that will make you believe. Today's video is brought to you by Hunter Killer. With the cold months approaching, nothing sounds like your friends or family together by challenging you to decode ciphers, examine clues, interpretation that helps real-life cold cases get solved. I think true are obsessed with true crime, then I can't recommend Hunter Killer enough. You can, again, make sure to use Sir Spooks for a 20% discount.
Alright, let's begin.
For the majority of people, crosses are supposed to represent Jesus Christ, God, and can often be found in churches as beacons of hope and love. However, depending on the situation, the cross can actually end up being an object of fear, as this video suggests. Posted on my Sir Spooks subreddit, where I encourage you to share any and all paranormal footage you may have for a chance to be featured on video just like this one. The uploader named Talia G shared the home surveillance footage with the caption, "This happened to me this morning." Let's take a look. If any other object would have fallen off the wall, such as the clock or any of the pictures to the right side, it wouldn't have been nearly as frightening or interesting. But seeing as how it is a cross, an object meant to represent Jesus, it makes it all the more creepy. If this was staged, the people behind the camera would usually have chosen any random object to come flying off the wall. But here, the cross falls down. As always, any video could have been faked regardless of how real it looks, but this one feels quite real in many.
Now I don't think this one is faked, But I think there's a more logical explanation to it other than the paranormal. A bent nail, or a loose nail, or gravity just taking over from there. The claim that it's paranormal, there's not enough to go on with just a cross falling over to say that it's paranormal.
Many ways that were just mentioned, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Is this a staged video, or is this actual footage of a strange cross falling off the wall just as the homeowner walks underneath it? Let you decide. Your favorite local pizza shop for your dinner that night. When the delivery arrives, you're expecting nothing more than to pay the delivery driver and enjoy your pizza. But Reddit user Cam Sunkist, who shared the following video to the Congo subreddit, got a little more than he bargained for.
What? Okay, that's creepy.
What happened?
I know you couldn't hear it because there was just whispers over the headphones, but as that guy was dropping off a pizza for a late night delivery, the whispering of a female voice could be heard, but there's no females around. Here, let me rewind it here. You have to lean in a little bit to get the headphones around you. Alright, yeah, listen.
So it was all guys, huh?
Hmm?
So it was all guys at that house?
I don't know if it was all guys at the house, but there were no girls around to be generating that voice.
Hmm.
Yeah, especially since it's a doorbell cam, it only records voices coming from the outside area.
This is truly one of those videos that seems downright impossible to come up with a logical explanation with to debunk it. The sound that can be heard on Cam Sunkist camera doesn't sound like it could be that of an actual child's voice, but rather a paranormal entity. It's also worth noting that the pizza delivery driver...
Okay, yeah. There's a comment about the pizza delivery driver's cell phone and all that. I would think the voice is coming from a phone call on speakerphone from the delivery man, but the volume never changes. At first he's holding the phone way out in front of him when it begins. When you hear it speak again, his hands are cupping the phone speaker as he types on it, so you would think there would be some discernible difference in volume. Not to mention if he is on a phone call and tells the person to be quiet as he approaches the door, why not just take them off of speakerphone? Definitely gave me the chills.
He seemingly didn't notice the sound in person while making this delivery, as he doesn't have any sort of reaction on his face or in his movements that would suggest so. He simply completes the delivery and proceeds to walk back to his vehicle after delivering the uploader's pizza. I can only imagine the shock and terror that Cam Sunkist must have gotten when going back and reviewing his security camera footage and hearing this eerie and chilling sound, especially when it sounded that audible. So what do you think? Is this scary footage of a ghostly child's voice captured on camera? Or is this just something normal like the wind or something less sinister? Let me know in the comments.
That's not the wind. The wind can't make a rhythm like that in perfect speech.
On August 26th,
I'm calling real on that one.
a YouTube channel by the username Paranormal Nightmares shared a video that shows a woman's husband as he goes downstairs into the kitchen.
This is the one that I saw last night.
This is an everyday thing, and you would expect nothing.
Was it in a Nuke's top 5 too?
For this
I
man
saw
in
it.
particular,
It was King Frostmare when I saw it.
the man walks downstairs and into the kitchen. He opens up one of the cupboards to get a bowl, and then proceeds.
Let's just say that this ghost feels that this man needs to eat more food.
But it's at this moment where this ordinary late night snack trip to the kitchen turns into something frightening. Take a look.
I guess this ghost feels that this guy needs to put on some weight. I'm gonna do the thing that I did last night here for the entertainment. No, that's not enough cereal. Nope. More cereal. More cereal! More cereal!
He's like, I'm getting out of here.
If this video is not real and was faked somehow, it is an extremely impressive hoax. For one, there's no visible string that would have been able to move the box of cereal like that. You would think that since all the lights were off, a string would perhaps be more visible on a surveillance camera. There isn't one in sight. Also, whenever the man turns around, it takes him a moment to realize that the box of cereal is not in the same place he left it just a moment ago, and the reaction on his face looks incredibly genuine. It's either this man is an amazing actor, or this is the face of a man who is freaked out because he might just have witnessed a paranormal occurrence happen in his own house. I'll let you be the judge of this one.
It'll fall off?
Yeah, it fell off. Like I said about that one last night, I think it's real. Because that's not the only footage they got of Paranormal Activity.
16th, we see the wonderful view of the water out in the distance and a couple of people outside enjoying the fresh air around them, not expecting this day to be anything out of the ordinary. But if this video is 100% real, then this day was anything but ordinary.
Okay.
Let's take a look and see.
Analyze this when I get home. Cause that, whatever that is looking for something.
Quiet, bud.
Oh, what the heck?
It's flying so fast. Oh boy.
After watching the video, it is certainly difficult to come up with a definite answer as to what was floating out near the sea of Volusia County that day. In the video, we can hear the woman sounding audibly concerned and a little bit scared, saying, "I'm going to analyze this later." Let's hope that eventually this woman gets a good answer to what was floating over the sea that day. Was it a UFO? Was it something non-sinister? Let's hope we get an answer sometime soon.
I'm on the fence with that one, guys.
It seems like a lot of people manage to capture some of the strangest and creepiest things on their phone surveillance camera. And this video, published in the previously mentioned ghost subreddit by the user GrandSlammer0891, is definitely not an exception. The uploader states in the title of the video that "My buddy got an alert on his home security camera and answerable messages." The following video is the alleged unedited and completely raw footage that was captured during this one particular night. Let's have a look. During the first couple of times I watched this video, I couldn't see exactly what it was that startled the original uploader. Eventually, I adjusted my brightness and got quite the scare when I noticed that if you look hard enough, you can make out
I saw it. It's on the left. It's very far left.
Of this person's house.
It just manifested out of nowhere.
Were able to notice this figure. It's either the homeowners have eagle eyes and are super aware of anything on their premises, or this is just one big hoax. But no matter the answer, this
I
is
noticed
a
it.
remarkably chilling piece of footage that is sure to send shivers down your spine.
You don't need eagle eyes to see. You just gotta pay attention.
And that was 5 scary videos that will make you
Alright, next one more.
video, and if you did,
Scary Videos compilation number 1. From King Frostmare.
Child in the yard to some unexplained gin activity in Arabia. Here's my Scary Videos compilation number 1.
Ghost Child.
The following is a recording that was shared by user Abel3. He had to share it with his viewers because what was captured frightened him to the core. A friend of his has a surveillance camera set up that watches over their backyard. This is the yard during daytime. As you might have already guessed, they believe that the camera has captured a ghost one night. His friend is living next to an abandoned house, and it is not further known if anything paranormal related was ever documented around that residence. Yet, one night, on the other side of the fence, a really creepy event got captured on video. When checking the surveillance footage one night, his friend almost got a heart attack. Now take a close look.
Whoa. Whoa, that's creepy.
It would appear that the spirit of a child is walking by. And make no mistake, could it be a coincidence that it is next to the swing set? Perhaps. What is your opinion? Could it just be a regular kid? But why would it be seen in an abandoned property in the midst of night?
With no parents around, yeah. I'm kind of leaning towards real on that one.
The next This clip was sent by True Canadian Airguns, and in the email he was telling about a friend who was testing his camera one night in the family living room.
Okay, King Frostmare, you really need to stop with those thunder sound effects because it really makes me think there's a storm going on outside.
Speculating that anything unusual would show up on the test footage. You can hear his family in the background, and it appears that the camera was mounted on a tripod, and it is only a couple of moments in before a strange event can be reported. Let's see.
Okay.
And this is where it ends. It appears that a strange shape is floating by.
That's a little creepy.
Truth be told, test a statue of a body, kind of. But what is going on here for real? Of course, it could be some dust particles, but I find it's quite unrealistic. Could it be a reflection from the outside, perhaps?
That's another possibility.
It almost feels unlikely, though. Let me know what you can see. Is it a paranormal apparition that is walking through the screen? We are even able to see its arms and eyes. Mysterious.
Kind of on the fence with that one.
Megan Noel, Frank B, Steve McMahon, Creepy Raven, Daniel Krongert, Secret Divas, Kaidai, Masked Doll, Pori Marjam, Josef Maurer, Shay Hitchcock, Kath Orange, Shane Bongus, Modern Chrome, Deborah Kane 1, Tamika Lockley.
Shadow behind me?
This video was recorded by user Mary Liz Knight, and it was captured in a rather unusual place, a parking.
There is a shadow behind me. It's a shadow of what looks like a chair and a fat guy sitting on it. But it clearly can't be coming from the light on my computer, right? Right? Okay, now one thing that I'm already noticing about this is why is there an overshadowed footage of someone dancing playing over the footage that we're supposed to be watching here?
Garage of all things was performing a dance for her profile.
Oh, it's edited. Okay, it's an edited shot.
But a really terrifying and unexplained person appears. Maybe it was somebody that was rather unhappy with her performance there. Oh, apparently she had no friends with her and was surprised after noticing somebody behind her when we were watching the video. Let's give it a look.
Oh, this one, yeah. Yeah, we saw this one earlier.
What on earth was that? It appears that a man is appearing out of nowhere, and then without moving, just floats towards Mary, which looks really creepy.
What's with the breathing sound effects, dude?
It's just a camera trick. Was the man there all along? We just didn't see him. Or how do you explain this phenomenon? It freaked her viewers out, and people commented like crazy. She had no idea that this person was there. But let's take a closer look at the moment the man appears. You can actually see his arm here. Does this help us a lot? No, but perhaps an indicator that the footage was not cut at that point, and that the man actually did appear from somewhere. Strange. What is your explanation?
I still don't have an explanation for that. Living room scare.
The next video is another home surveillance one that got captured one night. That terrified the owner of this apartment so much that he shared it with his friend. A lot of creepy stuff seems to get captured by these devices that are mostly placed to offer some form of comfort should Did anything get captured on there? User Grand Slammer 89 got this footage from a good friend, and he shared it to possibly find answers on Reddit. His message simply reads, "My buddy got an alert on his home security camera, Mansfield, Massachusetts.
Ah, this one again.
Could he capture this now? Let's take a look."
Yeah, we just saw this one, so let's skip it. I still think it's real. That one's real.
This video has been sent by Alex Menakay. He states that he found the clip on the paranormal Reddit thread, but unfortunately he has not written down the upload. The story goes that a man was filming during a rainstorm, which was havocing outside his garage. And a couple of days prior to this, his father had passed away, and the family was still working through this loss. He captured an odd anomaly this evening, and he's not sure if it maybe resembles the spirit of his father. What was that? A white and nebulous object is passing by the man, disappears behind the car. The natural causes could be staff. Do you think it's cigarette smoke? Some people apparently suspected it.
It's not cigarette smoke. It's more. That'd be more obvious.
Certainly noticed it, but couldn't explain it necessarily.
Given that his father passed away days before this, it's quite possible that that's his spirit. Sometimes I like to think that my dad's spirit is still around.
Tonight we are following adventurer Abdullah Al-Anbar, who is an expert jinn and ghost hunter, and today we follow him to Jeddah City, where his task is to rid of an evil entity who is supposed to be haunting the premise and causing mischief for construction workers and people in the area. He tries to rid this being with prayers and fearless actions. Let's take a look. Weird noises that sound like a swinging chandelier can be heard. Zermula makes it up on himself. Find it.
There. I'm really thirsty. I don't know what's up there. Hey, what? You think that right now? Yeah. Just remember that. Remember?
Wait a minute. I need to double check that part right here. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I thought a shadow had appeared, just kind of peeked its head in and then back out, but that was just the light on his camera reflecting off of the window pane.
Watch with you.
Thank you for watching with me.
You're welcome.
Not a good sign. The pro that Abdullah is, he stays calm and doesn't let his nerves get the better of him.
Yeah, Allah's not helping you, dude.
And now it was time for the praying to get rid of whatever was causing all that.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم شوف لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله سطشت
Thus,
Yeah, did that help?
it would almost appear that way. The activity gets weaker.
أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم أعوذ بالله أعوذ بالله
Really? It's the kitchen?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان
I saw that too. I saw that too. There's an apparition. Appears in this window. I saw that. Here, I'm gonna slow this down. I'm gonna slow this down. Watch that window.
It's until the water.
You see it? Right there, right there.
Although professional, this really seems to take over his fear actually. I mean, he's all by himself. What would you do in a situation like that? The investigation is really interesting. Make sure to check out the whole video yourself. Thanks for watching, guys.
I feel I should do one more since a couple of those videos were repeats from what we saw earlier. Yeah, you know, I already talked myself into it. I'm an idiot. All right, next is all right, I'm reckless. How's that one?
Okay.
Okay. All right, so this next one is from Top 15. It's the top 15 scary videos, too scary to finish.
Number 15, fake delivery man. When UPS shows up at your door, you haven't ordered anything, be wary. Published to YouTube in May of 2020 by NeoSum. This Ring doorbell footage from a London home shows a man dressed in a UPS coat and holding a package ring the homeowner's doorbell. As he's waiting, he appears preoccupied on the phone. The homeowner answers, and that's when things go off the rails. A moment later, the man barges in, and 3 others come in after him. News reports from May of 2020 clarify that the suspects barged in, demanding a security box from the father. 2 men were charged in the matter. All the more reason not to open the door to anyone. Number 14, Atwater Brewery Ghost. This investigation undertaken by Detroit Paranormal Expeditions in what was once a century-old church turned up a ghostly sighting. Cameraman Alex Atwell of Local 4 caught this figure flying through the air at the brewery, where many employees claim to have interacted with the ghosts who haunt the place.
Whoa.
This white object flies into frame and then appears to evaporate into thin air above where the paranormal crew is standing with their backs to the object. Is this figure a party ghost or an angel as some have suggested, or like many in the comments? Do you think it could be a bird or some other flying creature? In that case, how did it vanish so completely? This one has to be paranormal in my opinion, especially because it was a news cameraman who caught it on video. Number 13, startling intruders. A homeowner turned this event into payback time when he
I'm gonna call that one real, especially considering that they were exploring a church, and they saw what looked like an angel flying through the room. It's very possible.
He startled intruders inside his home from miles away. Published to YouTube by 11:11
Oh, this should be good.
live in May of 2019. You see the bedroom door opening as the would-be intruder starts calmly searching for and collecting valuables around the room. A moment later, another man enters with a bag, and they start working together, ransacking the place. They rummage through drawers, the closet, a chest, everything seemingly unaware that there's a camera and they're being watched. They leave the bedroom, presumably looking through the rest of the house, but then return, just to make sure they've covered every inch, with a fine-tooth comb. They're taking their sweet time, that is, until a high-pitched beeping, and then the homeowner is clearly telling the intruders off. The sound is broken, but hopefully he's alerting them to the fact that he's called the authorities and they won't be getting away with this. I guess you never know where a security camera is gonna be these days. Number 12.
Yeah, that's why just don't rob places.
This video follows a Filipino ghost hunter who's exploring an abandoned hospital solo. At around 4 minutes in, as he's climbing some stairs, he hears high-pitched shouting. The Redditor who submitted this suggests its scream is that of either a child or a woman. The ghost hunter proceeds to explore the entire floor. All the while, you can hear the screeching in the background. As he nears one end of the floor, traffic is heard roaring out the window. Once silence has fallen again, the screaming can be distantly heard, and then at 7:15, very clearly and nearer. The sound is terrifying, but we never find the source. What do you think it could be? My best guess is something paranormal. Number 11, Running Man.
That's a... Wow. I don't know what to think of that one.
This, a time-traveling ghost, posted by Tay Harley Quinn to the Chills
What the f-
subreddit. The Redditor's Ring camera caught something that made her look twice. The video clearly shows a car drive past. Then behind it, a transparent figure can be seen ghosting along after it. One Redditor has an explanation. Maybe the running person looks transparent because of the camera glitch or bad quality, he writes. He's fast, so I don't think that's a person at all. The Redditor responds that her camera is usually very clear. She's never had a problem with it. Another commenter.
Yeah, that's one very convenient glitch. I don't think that's a glitch.
Creator subreddit. The Redditor's Ring camera number 11. Running Man.
Alright, I want you to check this one out too, babe.
Okay.
Alright, so this truck is going to be passing by, going down that road and all that. And a short while later, you're gonna see the figure of a man running right after that car, after that truck, going the exact same speed. Watch.
Is this a time-traveling ghost? Posted by Tay Harley Quinn to the Chills Narrator subreddit. The Redditor's Ring camera caught something that made her look twice. Clearly shows a car drive past. Then behind it, a transparent figure can be seen ghosting along after it. One Redditor has an explanation. Maybe the running person looks transparent because of the camera glitch or bad quality, he writes. He's fast, so I don't think that's a person at all. The Redditor responds that her camera is usually very clear. She's never had a problem with it. Another commenter.
I say it's just a...
tags onto the thread saying
I say it's just a
that the
regular
truck would have had a
man
glitchy effect
who
too. Had it
runs
been a camera
marathons.
quality issue.
But
I don't know anyone that runs that fast.
Compression of footage quality, which tends to make images look somewhat transparent if they're small and far away. What do you think is going on here? It's
This is like
time to
blur.
investigate. Number 10.
I don't know what that. You know, nothing else in that shot was blurry, but just that.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Haunted railway house. Rain pouring an abandoned railway house in the middle of nowhere. The scene is set for terror. Published to YouTube in August of 2020. Exploring with Danny follows Danny and Luke wandering through the forest in the stormy darkness. They finally arrive at the abandoned railway
Is there any more?
house, which looks like out
no,
of
you
the
can share
haunted
this
with the
one.
lightning
Okay.
flashing ominously overhead. Once inside, they begin exploring. Everything is torn apart. Windows are boarded up, graffiti on the wall. Danny claims that back in the 1800s, more than 30 people passed away on the
I'll just take 5 of them.
outside the house.
Okay,
Those are
6.
shoes abandoned on the
Okay.
stairs. They head up to the second floor. In the bedrooms upstairs, there are still clothes hanging on the wardrobe. Danny asks any spirit to make itself known by giving a pin or closing a door. You might regret asking. They head down the hallway and find a strong lock.
Now my OCD is satisfied.
The door has been broken clean off. They enter the room and it looks like someone has been living there. A wardrobe stands in the corner. As they look around the room, suddenly the wardrobe is pushed aggressively over, revealing a woman dressed in white. With a pale face and dark hair hidden in the corner, she starts to approach them. Needless to say, the explorers scream and flee the scene as though their lives depend on it, because they do.
What's that noise? Probably rats.
Okay. There's finding actual proof of ghosts. There's faking videos, and then there's just that. I mean, do you think they could have tried a little harder? For one thing, you know, you can see it move a little bit, but then stop as if she missed her cue, and it's trying to recover, and then second, the guy's scream is so overplayed, it's laughable. Hey, babe.
Oh, hey, Jinky, I'll be right back.
I'm sorry.
You. This is hard. Oh, I'll be right back. Just listen up.
This is actually quite comical. You okay?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
What's can be that thunder? What's that noise? Probably rats.
Number 9. This one looks straight out of a horror movie, posted by Wet Tent YT to the Chills Narrator subreddit, and originally published to YouTube in September of 2020. This is an urban exploring adventure turned into a nightmare. The the uploader explains that this is a follow-up to a recent video he posted. He came across several tunnels after leaving an abandoned garage, and in these tunnels he encountered a figure he'd seen at the last location. These videos were filmed within hours of each other and showcase a strange person or figure that followed me while exploring. If you looked closely, it seemed to have an axe, and its eyes also looked like they were sort of glowing. In the video, after wandering down a tunnel, the uploader hears something. He sets his camera down on the ground in the tunnel facing the exit. That's when the aforementioned figure is captured, pounding on the roof of the tunnel with what appears to be an axe. Meanwhile, the uploader races down the adjacent tunnel, and when the Axeman leaves, retrieves his camera from the ground, and races back towards where the Axeman exited, shouting, "Who are you?" No response. He should probably be grateful about that. Number 8. Flying Entity. CCTV footage often captures the unexplainable. Posted to YouTube by UFO Mania in May of 2018, and originally from FUMON. A Ring security camera caught a strange flying entity on camera. The unknown entity shoots onto the screen, sparking in the air before settling in a glowing fuzz at the bottom of the frame. It hovers there, floating, before jolting upwards and out of sight. YouTuber Trish Robinson writes, "One world has many creations in it. Most will never be known by the masses. Is this just one of those many creations?"
Okay, whoa. The fuck?
We don't understand. Nevertheless, this footage raises multiple questions I wish we had additional evidence to answer. Number 7. Flickering lights. While visiting a friend at a high school, these girls spotted strange flickering light inside, writing that it was flashing in a pattern. Posted by Babitz Manda to the Ghosts subreddit. The redditor notes that this is the boys and the girls' locker rooms. Only the boys was acting up earlier, and now they're both flickering. Some suggest it's a rave, others think it could just be faulty wiring.
That was my first thought. That was just a rave.
Or the fire alarm being tested. But MTN Do 891 finds something else particularly unsettling. He writes, "Why do the locker rooms have windows so large and close to the ground? That's what I find creepy."
That's true.
So maybe their story is not what's actually going on here. Nevertheless, this either had to be a major electrical malfunction, or else the work of something paranormal. I just wish there was more video evidence so we could decide for sure. Number 6. Goat-legged ghost girl. There's something particularly upsetting about this figure submitted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by Kim.
Yep, the footage of the girl with goat legs. I've seen this a few times on doing these reaction videos.
Chaos Magic. This unusual goat-legged figure was captured on CCTV at around 3:30 in the morning. The video shows a very clear figure walking along the pavement. A dog in the clip can see her, so you might just think this is nothing more than a woman walking at night. But then again, look more closely. Her legs appear as though they end in hooves. Her behavior is also alarming, as the footage from different cameras shows she leaves the parameter of this camera, only to be seen in the next one standing for a moment by the car. Then she turns around and returns to where she was first seen, only to stand motionless in the shadows. Who is this goat-legged individual waiting for? Maybe she's waiting for you. Number 5. Anna Nicole. This video is hard to watch because of how it ends. Anna Nicole Smith sadly spiraled out of control in 2007, passing away at the age of 39. This video was shot less than a year prior in 2006, revealing the deterioration of her mental health. Her 20-year-old son, Daniel Smith, had passed away in her hospital room while visiting Anna after she gave birth to a daughter in September of 2006.
That's what led to her mental breakdown. Wow.
Did you watch that one video with the news anchor?
No, this is a video about Anna Nicole Smith, the woman who overdosed on pills and ended up dying because apparently she was going through some serious psychological issues and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I finally figured out what triggered it. Her 20-year-old son, when he visited her in the hospital after she gave birth to her daughter back in 2006, just out of nowhere, her son died while visiting her.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's like she gives birth to one kid and then another one dies on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Good guy. Who wouldn't lose it after something like that?
Mm-hmm.
The loss took a severe toll on Anna, who some say was inseparable from her son. This video of Anna Nicole Smith was filmed after these events. In the video, Anna is in full clown makeup, adjusting a bundle in a stroller. The man filming says someone named Riley thinks she's lost her mind. Anna denies it. It's very hard to see the decline of someone's mental state like this. Truly a devastating passing. Number 4. One Sep, Reddit, the origin of all things internet.
Hey, are you okay?
You honestly can't help but feel for her.
No. Are you okay, hon?
Is it okay?
Are you alright?
My bad. Puppy. My puppy.
Are you okay? You were shaking. I don't know if you were dreaming or...
She might have been either dreaming or she's been laying down on one part of her body too much. It's possible.
Redditor Kiaha alleges that the link to this video was emailed to her recently, writing, "I have no idea where this tape came from. It truly does smell." The video is titled simply One Set and was uploaded to YouTube by Igor ASD. It shows what appears to be an abandoned building being explored in the dark with a flashlight. After hitting the angle, the shot comes across a sign that says in Russian, Museum Work, along with a schedule, likely listing the museum's opening hours. Around 2.5 minutes into the video is where the true creepiness happens. A shadowy figure appears in the shot of a doorway across a dark room. It walks through the doorway and the camera's light goes dark. The screen goes blue. After this, a series of images of a building appear, footage through a peephole, and the film's final image, a still figure in front of a glowing monitor. What is this piece? Could it be found footage? What do you think it is? I think it's certainly scary. Number 3. Asylum Ghost Orb. Central State Insane Asylum in Indianapolis has many
I think it's found footage of something just devastating happened.
Published to YouTube by DHolmes12345 in October of 2006.
Either that or one seriously disturbing art project.
This is an orb video, but hold up, don't change the video. Well, a lot of the times orbs caught on video appear to be faint and dust-like. This one is different. The large glowing orb is seen behind a fence at the end of a walkway. The orb hovers and then starts floating to the right as the man
That's the orb?
away, startled. Some in the comments are all in, saying this is what a legit orb looks like. Others are convinced it's a light reflecting off of something. Others
Off of what?
While you're distracted by the orb, something peeks out at the door at the beginning of the video. Watch again. Do you see it? Considering these two figures appear in just 14 seconds of video, it's pretty clear this asylum is a hotspot.
I do see it. I did see it. Oh my gosh.
Number 2.
Oh my gosh. What? Here, let me rewind that a little bit.
Considering these two figures appear in just 14 seconds of video, it's pretty...
Right there. Right there. Pokes its head out and then goes back in.
This asylum is a hotspot for paranormal activity. Seconds of video. It's pretty clear this asylum is a hotspot for paranormal activity. Number 2, Haunted Asylum. Legend has it this former asylum is haunted, and this video appears to be proof of it. Posted by Zombie Platypus to the Ghosts subreddit. The Redditor says this was filmed in what used to be the living quarters at a mental institution called CSUCI. The quarters are now a modern dorm room. The clip shows a plate of shrimp moving across the counter on its own for more than half a minute. Its movement is jarring, as if it's being nudged around the counter every so often. Zombie Platypus explains that they started filming when one of them saw a quick but long movement that made them scream. She says no magnets or strings were used, and the dishwasher wasn't on. Most commenters agree with Redditor DieFitH, who suggests this may not be paranormal activity at all. He writes, if the bottom of the plate has a lip and it is wet, causing a nice seal, and you put hot food on the plate, and if the counter is ever so slanted, it can cause the plate to move, the steam causing a hovercraft-like effect. However, the Redditor says that when they tried to recreate the situation under the exact same conditions, they never could get it to move like that. A few Redditors in the comments don't have an answer for the Redditor, but having visited the campus, acknowledged that the place made them uncomfortable and gave them the heebie-jeebies. Is it just the creepy history of the former institute that pushes us towards a paranormal explanation, or are former patients just hungry? I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, YouTube by TVR, this one is especially on.
The last one, I'm gonna say maybe haunted. I don't know how to say.
Published to YouTube by TVR Exploring in December of 2019. The uploader explains that Ingolchek was a mining town that was abandoned twice, once by the dissolved Soviet Union, and then again by a foreign company that tried its hand to little success. But it wasn't the environment that surprised TVR Exploring, it was the encounter he had underground that he can't get out of his head. After TVR films the remote mountainside and the surrounding buildings, he heads into the mine, where he's looking at some rusted old gear left on a workbench. You start to hear howling from deep within the tunnel. There's water dripping, which drowns out the sound somewhat, but you can hear distinctly.
I always hate these abandoned mines videos. Yeah, you know, Prendo JR, link in the description below. He always talks about how when he does come to America, he wants to do a paranormal investigation video with me, and I'm open for that. I'm just all in for that. I want to do that. The only exception that I would ever make is doing one in a mine shaft. Never. I would never do an investigation in a mine shaft.
Scream, as TVR describes it. Although he's a self-proclaimed skeptic and doesn't necessarily consider the sound to be supernatural, TVR says all the hair stood up on the back of his neck. After reflecting, he still doesn't know its source, and he asks his audience for their thoughts. Some say it's obviously a ghost or demon, others the wind, and still others consider it may be hydraulic. Although there's no definitive answer, everyone seems to agree that this man is extremely brave. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Or if you're...
Okay. And that's how this one ends. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this one. Well, I'm a little freaked out by some of these ones, but these were good ones. These were some good ones. Marathon continues tomorrow night. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and if you want keep up with the marathon, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment, and go check out Prendo JR because he's a up and coming YouTuber as well. He's a little bit more successful than me, but we're kind of in this together to help each other. So go check him out. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Good night.